بسم الله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي. Welcome the weekly lesson from Tafseer القرآن العظيم للإمام ابن كثير. We are in a Surah آل عمران. Surah Al Imran, verse I think 16. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Verse 16, Allah Azza wa Jal said, أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. إن الدين عند الله الإسلام وما اختلف الذين أوتوا الكتاب إلا من بعد ما جاءهم العلم بغيا بينهم ومن يكفر بآيات الله فإن الله سريع الحساب. Indeed, the religion in the sight of Allah is Islam, and those who were given the scripture did not differ except after knowledge has come to them, out of jealous animosity between themselves, and whoever disbelieves in the verses of Allah, then indeed Allah is swift in taking account. This ayah explains clearly that the Islam is a deenul haqq, and Allah Azza wa Jal will not accept any deen other than Islam. والإسلام هو اتباع الرسل فيما بعثهم الله به في كل حين. Islam is following the prophets. If you don't able to hear from Telegram, join through the link of the student platform, and also there in the Facebook, in the Ahl Sunnah wal Jama'ah Facebook page. So, إن الدين عند الله Islam means the deen is that accepted by Allah Azza wa Jalla is Islam. And the Islam who are following the prophets and the messenger in what Allah Azza wa Jal sent them to us. And this prophet and the messenger ended with Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and anyone who disbelieve in Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he is not a believer. Means that belief has to be believe in all the Prophet, including Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Then Allah Azza wa Jal mention or inform about the Utul Kitab, mean the Yahud and Nasara. And the problem with the Yahud and Nasara, they start to dispute, start to have a differences between them after they get the knowledge of Deen. After Allah Azza wa Jal sent to them the messengers and the prophets, and the reason that they deviate from the haqq is they jealous and they hate each other and they dispute. So everyone start to dispute with the other, and this is expressed in his action and his saying. And then Allah Azza wa Jalla said, وَمَنْ يَكْفُرْ بِآيَاتِ اللَّهِ فَإِنَّ اللَّهَ سَرِيعُ الْحِسَابِ. And whoever deny the revelation that Allah Azza wa Jal sent down in his book, so Allah Azza wa Jal swift in his accounting, and Allah Azza wa Jal will give him the proper punishment, and he will account for his denying, and he punish him about a disobedience that he had. Then Allah Azza wa Jal said, فإن حاجوك فقل أسلمت وجهي لله ومن اتبعن وقل الذين أوتوا الكتاب والأميين أسلمتم فإن أسلموا فقد اهتدوا وإن تولوا فإنما عليك البلاغ والله بصير بالعباد. So if they argue with you, say, I have submitted myself to Allah, and those who follow me, and say to those who were given the scriptures, and have you submitted yourself? And if they submit, means in Islam, they are rightly guided. But if they turn away, then upon you is only the duty of notification, and Allah is seeing of His servant. Here is the responsibility of the dua and the scholar is an extension of the responsibility of the prophets and messengers. Is to argue, is to defend, is to respond to the argument of the disbeliever. And Allah Azza wa Jal explain that if they start to argue with you in the Tawheed, in the concept of Tawheed, then and this argument is لا يجدي, it is non-beneficial argument. In this case, leave them and sincere your ibadah to Allah Azza wa Jal. And this is a very important, especially when you're doing da'wah to non-Muslim. Don't waste your time with the one who argue and you feel and you know that he will not get benefit, and he just spend time and spend effort and wasting your time and wasting your effort. So if you find this, and this come by sense when you become experienced in the da'wah, then you have to leave him just and focus on your tawheed. فأسلمت وجهي لله means sincere my ibadah to Allah Azza wa Jal. No partner, no equivalent, no son, no wife. And also not only you, also your follower. So all the scholars and their student, all the dua and their supporters, all those has to be on the same page. And this is comes to the same meaning of Surah Yusuf. قل هذه سبيلي أدعو إلى الله على بصيرة أنا ومن اتبعني وسبحان الله وما أنا من المشركين. Say, this is my way. Invite to the way of Allah with a basira and insight. على بصيرة أنا ومن اتبعني. As well as my follower. So it has to be the scholar and his student, the da'iyah and his supporters, the nabi and his companions. So this is the way of da'wah. The scholars themselves alone will not help. The student and the people also alone will not help. All of them has to have complete communication, complete strengthen each other. طيب. Next verse. And then or the part the rest of the verse. طيب. And then say to the utul kitab and the ummiyin, the unlettered, means the Quraysh. If you are going to accept Islam, and if they accept Islam, they will be rightly guided. And if they refuse, so you have the responsibility of hidayatul irshad, hidayatul tabligh, a notification hidayah, a direction hidayah, and leave it to Allah Azza wa Jal, and Allah is seeing of his servant. Then Allah Azza wa Jal said, إِنَّ الَّذِينَ يَكْفُرُونَ بِآيَاتِ اللَّهِ وَيَقْتُلُونَ النَّبِيِّينَ بِغَيْرِ حَقٍّ وَيَقْتُلُونَ الَّذِينَ يَأْمُرُونَ بِالْقِسْطِ مِنَ النَّاسِ فَبَشِّرْهُم بِعَذَابٍ أَلِيمٍ. So those who disbelieve in the signs of Allah Azza wa Jal and kill the prophets without the rights, and kill those who order just from among the people, give them tidings of beneficial painful punishment. طيب. This is insulting the Ahlul Kitab, accusing the Ahlul Kitab um, regarding to what they commit from sins and prohibition when they deny and disbelieve the verse of Allah Azza wa Jal in the past and in the present. And not only that, they kill the prophets. The Bani Israel kill many prophets when they inform them about Allah's Shara without reason, without any murder, but because they invite them to haqq. And because of that, and also they have arrogance, then the arrogance on the people, and they refuse the haqq. And as a result of that, Allah Azza wa Jal show to them the humilities and and make them inferior in the dunya, and the severe punishment in the last life. طيب, next verse. ألم تر إلى الذين أوتوا نصيبا sorry أولئك الذين حبطت أعمالهم في الدنيا والآخرة وما لهم من ناصرين. They are the ones whose deeds have become worthless in the world and the hereafter, and for them there will be no helpers. So as a result of their disbelieving, their a'mal become invalid. Whatever they did, whatever they have, their a'mal will be invalid. And this actually fair enough, because one of the condition of acceptance of a'mal is that you have to believe, you have to have iman of Allah Azza wa Jal. So the non-Muslim who did a righteous deed in the dunya, they will take the reward from the people in the dunya, but in the akhirah, they will not have a reward. Next verse. ألم تر إلى الذين أوتوا نصيبا من الكتاب يدعون إلى كتاب الله ليحكم بينهم ثم يتولى فريق منهم وهم معرضون ذلك بأنهم قالوا لن تمسنا النار إلا أياما معدودات وغرهم في دينهم ما كانوا يفترون. Then do you not consider, means Prophet Muhammad those who were given a portion of scripture, they are invited to scripture of Allah that it should arbitrate between them, then a party of them turns away and they are refusing that, because they say never will the fire touch us except for a few numbers days, and because they were deluded in their religion by what they were inventing. طيب, then Allah Azza wa Jal said, did you see the one who took the portion from the scripture, means the Yahud and Nasara, and then they pretend and claim that they are firmly holding the book that Allah gave it to them, the Torah and Injil, and when they called to rule or to have a ruling from these books and to have obedience from Allah Azza wa Jal and ittiba' the Prophet Muhammad sallam, they turn away and refuse. And also they have a corrupt belief by saying that they will just punished for the in the hellfire for a few days. One narration said 7 days. This has been narrated in mentioned previously in Tafseer al-Baqarah, that they will punished in ayah number 80. They will be punished for 7 days for every 1,000 years, and then that's it, which they of course incorrect belief. And they have a deletion in their deen, and they have confusion, and Allah Azza wa Jal will punish them forever without limit. And then how Allah Azza wa Jal explained and mentioned, how about the day there is no doubt in this day, Yawm al-Qiyamah, and every soul will take its right, and every soul will be accounted for what it earned and what it did, and there is no oppression in this day. طيب. فكيف إذا جمعناهم ليوم لا ريب فيه ووفيت كل نفس ما كسبت وهم لا يظلمون We mentioned that. So how well it will be when we assemble them for the day about which there is no doubt, and each soul will compensate it in full what is it's earned, and they will not be wronged. Then Allah Azza wa Jal said, قل اللهم مالك الملك تؤتي الملك من تشاء وتنزع الملك ممن تشاء وتعز من تشاء وتذل من تشاء بيدك الخير إنك على كل شيء قدير. Say means Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, O Allah, owner of sovereignty, you give sovereignty to whom you will, and you take sovereignty away from whom you will. You honor whom you will, and you humble whom you will. In your hand is all goods. Indeed, you are over all things competent. Then Allah Azza wa Jal explain a very important point about the sovereignty or the kingship or the kingdom. Allah Azza wa Jal is a giver. Allah Azza wa Jal who take the kingdom from the king, and whatever Allah will, it happen. And this is a warming and identification and guidance to be grateful to the ni'matullahi Azza wa Jal. To be grateful that Allah Azza wa Jal selected his Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam and this ummah amongst the other to be the khayru ummatin ukhrijat nas, the best nation Allah created. And Allah Azza wa Jal changed the nubuwah, the prophecy from Bani Israel to النبي العربي القريشي, to the prophet, the Arabian and Qurashi and Makki and Ummi and lettered, and the last prophet Sayyidina Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and he sent him to الثقلين, the ins and jinn, and Allah gathered all the perfection of akhlaq, all the perfections of the previous nations, and he specialized him with some of the specialities never give it to any prophet. As you know, Hadith Nabi Salama, he said, فضلت على الأنبياء بخمس, has been make superior over the other by 5. One of them is that نصرت بالرعب مسيرة شهر. So I have been supported by fearness, that my enemy fear when they hear the news from about 1 month travel. And also one of the thing that Allah Azza wa Jal give it special to his prophet, that he the previous prophets and messenger was sent only for one nation, but he sent for all the creation. And also one of the advantages of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam over the other, that Allah Azza wa Jal made the bounty, the war bounty, the lawful, and it was not before not lawful. And also جعلت لي الأرض طهورا ومسجدا, and the earth made Allah made the earth tahur, pure, and a place of worship. حيثما أدركتم الصلاة فصلوا. Whenever the time of Salah comes, pray on any place. This is actually a great ni'mah that Allah give it to the ummah, and this is the kingdom that Allah give it to this ummah, and we have to be grateful that Allah Azza wa Jal give us this sovereignty to be the leaders of the ummah. تولج الليل في النهار وتولج النهار في الليل وتخرج الحي من الميت وتخرج الميت من الحي وترزق من تشاء بغير حساب. لا يتخذ المؤمنون الكافرين أولياء من دون المؤمنين ومن يفعل ذلك فليس من الله في شيء إلا أن تتقوا منهم تقاه ويحذركم الله نفسه وإلى الله المصير. So then Allah Azza wa said, the translation, you cause the night to enter the day, and you cause the day to enter the night, and you bring the living out of the dead, and you bring the dead out of the living, and you give a provision to whom you will without account. Then let not believer take disbeliever as allies rather than believers. And whoever does that has nothing with Allah except when taking precaution against them in prudence. And Allah warns you of Himself, and to Allah is the final destination. Then Allah Azza wa Jal explain that He is the one who introduced the night into the day and the day in the night. No one can change that. And this is one of the ahkam Allah al-kawniyya, what's called the universal ahkam, or the universal qudra, the universal mashi'a, the universal irada, the will of Allah. Then no one can control it, no one can change it, no one can change the day to the night and the night to the day. And as you can see, the day in the summer longer than in winter, and the night in the winter longer than in summer, and in the other the spring and autumn it will be more likely equal. And then also one of the ayatullah Azza wa Jal and His qudra, that He brings the living from the dead. If you look to the seed, it's a dead, and then this seed produce the fruits and produce the plant. It is life. And also, if you look to the believer, when his son is a kafir, or the kafir when his son is a believer. And also, the chicken comes from the egg, and the egg comes from the chicken. All of that, one of the Qudratullah Azza wa Jal, and kind of provisions that Allah give it to whom He wants and He wills. Then Allah Azza wa Jal forbids the believer to take al-kafirin as awliya, as alliance. وهنا الولاء ولاء القلب وولاء العقيدة وولاء الإيمان. So the wala here, or the reality here, is ولاء الحب, حب القلب, the wala of love, the wala of the belief, the wala of aqidah. And this is should not be for the kafir. We have to be fair with them. لا ينهاكم الله عن الذين لم يقاتلوكم في الدين ولم يخرجوكم من دياركم أن تبروهم وتقسطوا إليهم. So Allah Azza wa Jal do not forbid you to be just and kind with the one who do not oppress you or do not fight you because of your deen, and do not expel you from home. But here is the wala, is amalul qalbi, is kind of the belief. And whoever did that, it will not be approved or accepted by Allah Azza wa Jal. إِلَّا أَن تَتَّقُوا مِنْهُمْ تُقَاءً. And this here, sometimes in some places, some situation, you can show to them the wala externally, but internally, because of the necessity, this case. And this is like the example of Ammar ibn Yasir, when they asked him, the kuffar, to insult Prophet Muhammad sallam, and then he refused, and they keep punishing him until he nala min Nabi sallam, until he insulted Prophet Muhammad sallam, and he went to Prophet Muhammad sallam and said to him what he did. And then Prophet Muhammad sallam, what do you find in your heart? And then he said, I found al-Iman, I have an Iman. And then he said to him, if they ask you again to do it, do it. This in some circumstances as well. And then Allah Azza wa Jal said, Allah warming you of Himself and to the Allah, the final destination. طيب, we stop in this inshallah verse number 28. Inshallah, next time, inshallah, start verse 29, inshallah. Inshallah, don't forget tomorrow, inshallah, we have at the same time the Sharh al-Hadith, Hadith al-Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam from Sahih Bukhari at 4:30 at the late time, 10 a.m. morning at Mecca time. Any questions? طيب. Let's see the chat. Any questions? طيب خلاص، جزاكم الله خيرا. See you inshallah tomorrow. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.